Hey everybody, today I'm gonna be interviewing a special guest who is our first media buyer hired ever. He's called Sanjay Yadav. So I'm telling him to join me right now. So just a little bit of an introduction. Sanjay was hired by Mitchell and Adriano for their agency. He was hired because of his expertise in Facebook ads, as well as go high level and media buying in general. So he's gonna be joining us right now. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the FAVA group, in the Facebook Live. We are gonna be covering some topics on media buying. Can you guys hear Sanjay? Drop a one if you can hear Sanjay. And we're gonna do the questions again, no worries. Okay, it works, perfect. Awesome, wonderful. Yeah, so the question, Sanjay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to repeat is, you're in India, just to give people some context. How do you adjust to working in a different time zone, working with American clients? So what tips can you give to people who are adjusting to the time zone change?
So basically, I would say it has become better working as a media buyer or working as a VA if I'm working at another time zone, because I'm working from if I talk about it according to Indian time, so my work starts from around 6:37 in the evening and it goes till 1 or 2 a.m. in the midnight. So that's the only work that I have to do, and after that I can sleep for around 7 to 8 hours, and I have the whole Indian time to do whatever I want to do in that time. So I'm just learning new things. So it has become more better for me in working this
right.
time. Yeah.
That's perfect, because technically you can do other things in your in Indian time,
yes.
And then now you have this job which is your main source, right? And
yes.
also you develop your skill set and expertise.
Yep, that's it.
And how do you find about us, about FAVA and this application?
So basically finding you guys was a blessing, because I think it was I saw Omar's story on the first day when he posted about FAVA and his story, and I was like, man, this is exactly that I was looking for. This is where I can implement my skills, and yes, this is what I wanted. So I just directly messaged Omar and he just hooked me up with you on an interview, and it just happened.
Awesome. And you got hired on the spot, right? When you did the interview?
On the first interview, yes.
Perfect. So what were you doing before FAVA?
So I was a digital marketer. I was working in India as a full-time digital marketer. So I left my job around in 2-3 months before. So I was a digital marketer. I had experience, but I didn't had experience about the tools that I'm working right now. So the suggestion for new media buyers or new VAs, if you ask my suggestion, I would say they should not be afraid there's a new tool or anything like that, because FAVA has a really good supporting team. Where I would say that Pablo was every time there for me. I would say that, because whenever I messaged him and Pablo, I'm stuck over here, he was like, hey, let's jump on a quick Zoom call and I'll just solve that for you. So that helped a lot me. That helped a lot. So yes. So my prior experience and today's working was very much different, but yeah, it was in the digital marketing itself, but the software and other tools were different. Yes.
Awesome. So how has your experience with FAVA been as the support that we provide?
It's great, man. It's great. No doubt.
Awesome. Great to hear, man. So what are your tips for other VAs or media buyers on interview or when they get the job?
So for the interview, I would say just believe in their ability to figure out things and believe in your support, like FAVA support. So you guys are always there, and believe in their ability, I would say, because in real life, how much software what we learned, and as a media buyer, it doesn't matter how much software I learned, because on the real life, when the situation happens, when things didn't work out, you need to just figure out new things, man. So just believe in your ability to figure it out, and just believe in you guys. That's it.
Perfect. And if there was one thing you could do different, either in your career or before applying, what is that?
I would say just getting connected with you guys before. That's it. Because this is
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Great. And what makes you most excited about this job, about your job currently?
As we talked before, like I have more time for myself in
Great.
working this time zone, and I'm learning new things. I'm working on solving actual problems for business, and I think that's what I love. I always wanted to do, and that this job provides me. So yes.
Sure. So let me ask you this: if you know a VA, let's say there's a VA who wants to level up their skill set and become a media buyer, so they can only charge more, but they can also solve bigger problems. Where to start? What are the steps to do?
So yeah, so actually this was the thing that happened with me as well. So I was a media buyer. I was doing Facebook advertising, right? But when you interviewed, you told you give me a ClickFunnels to make a funnel page. So I had always heard about ClickFunnels, but I didn't have the luxury to buy that. I never worked on that basically. So what I did, I was like, man, I want this job. I need to figure it out. So I just went on YouTube and searched how to do ClickFunnels. And the reason this softwares, I would say, is popular because those softwares are easy to work on. So yeah, so just know what you need and just figure it out and believe in your ability, man. That's it.
Perfect. So you had the opportunity now to work with ClickFunnels and the skill test. You know, I remember the skill test that I gave you. That was instrumental in getting you hired because it's like, okay, you know, some people they tell, but they don't show. Now you show that you can actually do it, right?
Yes.
So if let's say, you know, if there is an agency that is struggling with client fulfillment, let's say their ads are not performing well, what's one thing you would do? Like, what's the needle that you would move? Or the levers that you would pull to fix, in general, client fulfillment?
So that's a great question. Actually, what I usually do and how I do things is like, I just go and I just model other business that are successful. So what I'll do, I just go on Facebook Ads Manager, Ad Library, and I'll just search like what other businesses are doing in that niche, and what ads are working, how long the ads have been working. If the ads are running for like quite a few time, like quite a few long, so obviously that ad is working, and that's the reason it's on right till now. So I just see like, okay, what are difference. And talking about Facebook advertisements, it's always about, the first thing is about the offer which your agency always provides you, because they have always talked to their customers and they know what offers will work for the particular niche. So first is offer, then creatives and targeting. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, right. Targeting, creatives, of course. Now, would you recommend FAVA to other VAs or media buyers looking for a job?
Obviously, man. My friends are asking me to just get you guys connected, and I will be connecting you after this call, like two or three people.
Sure, absolutely. So what tips would you give them? Because there are a lot of people who apply, but you know, when they do their videos, they either are too general or they don't give any value in their videos. So they don't give like a reason for me to take you to the next stage, which is the interview. So I'm the recruiter. I'm the co-recruiter. So if I see a video where I just say, hey, you know, my name is Christian, I'm looking for a job, I'm very motivated, thank you. Like, that doesn't tell me anything, you know?
Obviously, yeah. So as I said, first be confident in your video. Be confident that, okay, there's a team that can support you anytime that you need. And also, if you're applying for like a media buyer, just go and learn on YouTube about the Facebook advertisements and whatever software that you would need. I would say even if having a small knowledge about, a little bit knowledge about like ClickFunnels or Facebook advertisements, that can help, because if you're in the situation, you just start to figure out by researching and everything. So just do all the research, just learn new things, and I'm sure that will boost your confidence, and that can show on the video itself.
Okay, perfect. And any last words for the people who are watching or for future virtual assistants?
So yeah, means future virtual assistants, I would say, man, you are at the right place for sure. So just go through what Pablo and Veronica is teaching every day. Just repeat that thing and just be confident and send you the video with the confidence. And I know you guys are best and we'll get them recruited as soon as possible. That's it.
Okay, and before we leave, I wanted to ask, and this is a very, very revealing question for a lot of people. What's the most difficult problem or the hardest thing that you've had to solve to the date so far?
So the most difficult problem was like running advertisements for niche is easy for like a particular niche. Like if you're talking about a realtor, so running advertisement for realtors is easy, but running advertisements for agency is difficult. Running advertisement for agency to get realtors clients, so that's difficult. You need to figure out next man. That's another level. So that was the reason when I asked you guys and I asked Pablo and you guys helped me, and that was the most difficult part. And I figured it out and it was good. Yeah, it was a learning experience.
Nice, nice. So right now, what's the niche? Do you work with realtors? Is that realtors the niche you work with? Because I thought it was contractors, right?
No, so actually these as with the agency we switched niche in between. So there were 2-3 niches that we worked in starting, and yeah.
So right now you work with realtors, right?
So I've worked with realtors, I've worked with PI, I've worked with painting niche, and yes.
What's the main bulk of the clients that you work with?
What's the main?
What's the main bulk, like the core niche?
So the core niche is, I would say, realtors.
Realtors. And I mean, because just curious, because most realtors are like broke, they don't have money. Like, how do you, as a media buyer, how do you make sure you pre-qualify the people so that you are not getting just, you know, bad fits, people who are not a good fit for the company?
So currently we are doing surveys about survey questions in our advertisement. So that's basically that solves that problem for our clients. So they know okay, this is a high qualified client or this is a like low qualified, and so we have a proper follow up with each leads, like a proper nurture with using high level, and that's it.
Okay, and do you target for that specific, because that's a very interesting case, and just for everybody who is a media buyer here who has that issue, which is getting more agency clients, do you target more investors, more brokers, or just like realtors in general?
So I would say actually currently for targeting for our agency, you are saying, right?
Yeah, for agency clients.
So basically what we are doing, what we have tested in few days or few weeks, we tested with D7 leads list. If you know, I'm sure you would be knowing about that. So D7 lists and creating a lookalike audience. Yes, and that's working for us. That's okay.
Okay, man. Awesome. So really, thank you for your time this day. Really appreciate it. If anybody has any questions before Sanjay leaves, just drop any question. Let me see if I see any live question in the group. Yeah, I don't see right now anything. So yeah, guys, before we leave, let's leave a couple of minutes for Q&A. Let's check if anybody has any comment or question. You have a couple of minutes, otherwise we're gonna leave. You can also post the question later in the comment here, and Sanjay or I can get back to you. So thanks a lot, man. Oh yeah, I have one question to Chris and John. Yes, write it please. I want to see. Let me see what's the question. Yeah. Anom, yes, please write your question. So I want to see your question, and before we go. Can we do multiple jobs? So, I mean, typically if your job is full-time, what do you think, Sanjay? Like, if your job is full-time, you know, and you're working in EST time, can you organize yourself to have, like, hypothetically a job in your in your daily time, like if you have enough time,
Yes.
it's possible, right? It's possible.
Yeah, that's obviously possible because I would say the agency or the employer, what all that they want is to get the job done.
Right.
So in today's time, even I have the ability to get the job done, and no matter at what time I'm going. So if I want, I'm busy in evening, like in the US EST time, I'll just get the job done in my daytime and I'll leave for my other work. So you guys have the liberty and you can obviously manage that for sure.
Yeah, so unknown, yeah, FAVA won't refer because we like to give each media buyer or VA with one client, but you're free. If you have more time, for another job or client, it's possible. On your own, you can do it on your daytime. It depends on the energy because their jobs are more demanding than others. Like there are agencies that have a lot of clients and the media buyer job is gonna be very demanding. So it's gonna depend on your energy and how can you manage your time.
Yes.
That said, man, thanks a lot for your time. Let's
Thanks,
keep
man.
in touch. Any questions, anybody can let me know directly. Thanks a lot, man, again.
Thanks, man. A pleasure. Bye. Take care.
Bye.